this is Ted Kelly with Ted's Hospitality Minute. Hey, we've got an awesome guest today. His name is Mike Marshall with Marshall Hotel and Resorts, and we're going to welcome him aboard. And we're going to say, hey, Mike, good morning to you. Tell us a little bit about you, how you got in the hospitality business, and a little bit about your company.
All right, good morning, Ted. Um, I actually started in the hospitality business when I was 15 years old as a dishwasher at a local Holiday Inn and
Wow.
have been in it ever since, even though my mother encouraged me away from it since my father was a hotel GM. She said, get your liberal arts degree and find something else to do. Well, I never found anything that I enjoyed as much as this. So I got my history degree and I said I was going to go to law school, but after 4 years, I was finished with school. So which is stuck in with this industry. But so this company, Marshall Hotels and Resorts, started by my father in 1980. So we've been around for 40 years. We
Wow.
are a third party management company, strictly third party. The company itself doesn't own any hotels. Myself and my executives have sliver equity in a handful of properties. But we currently manage about 70 hotels from Florida to Vermont. We just opened 2 hotels in Texas last year, got a couple hotels in Michigan as well, but primarily East Coast based
Okay.
and all different brands. We have independents. We're a company that doesn't specify or really work within one type of project. We have hotels that have 16 rooms, and we have hotels that have 660 rooms.
Wow.
So we go from limited service, select service, airport properties to beachfront properties. So really run the gamut, which makes us a little unique in that we are able to ascertain just what the issues are very quickly because we have a wide breadth of knowledge. And we really look at the best practices from all the different franchise companies, from our experiences, and kind of mold them to fit our MO about how we feel the property should be properly run. And it's been working for the last 40 years.
Yeah, well, that's interesting. I don't think I've run into a lot of folks that manage a lot of branded concepts and play in the independent space. They're usually either, kind of on the branded side, that's where they stay, or
Right.
they, kind of stay out of the independent and boutiques. So what's unique about the independents when you go into that environment versus the branded? I mean, we know we've got a lot of requirements on the branded side, but how do you kind of deal with the independents? Is it a cookie cutter? I guess not, right?
Right. So really, if you think about an independent, is you are selling a guest experience. And in reality, I think after this latest downturn, and this, by the way, is our fourth major economic downturn, real estate economic downturn as it relates to the hotel business. So we've been through this before. We've grown. We've come out of it, and you see things shift. Like for instance, the guests are now looking, especially the younger guests, they're looking for more of an experience, which is why Airbnb has done so well, which is why there are a lot of spin-offs of that type of product. And your cookie cutter Hampton Inn is just that. It's a cookie cutter Hampton Inn. So for a lot of guests, the points which were very important for a long time, I don't think are going to be as important moving forward, simply because both Hilton and Marriott sold out. They got over $1 billion each from American Express to pre-sale points. They're going to have to devalue those at some point in time. So if you're sitting on 1 million points where you thought you were going to get this great vacation in Hawaii, you might not have enough points. So that's gonna make some people upset, and they're going to rethink about, hey, why do I want to stay in this typical Hampton Inn when I could stay at something cool, something unique? Now, a lot of that you could go to the Canopy or the Tapestry. So you've got the brands that have started these boutique style affiliations and collections.
Right.
So they saw that, they recognized that they were losing market share to those independent boutique type of properties. So they've it's coming. There's going to be some changes. There's going to be some changes the way people travel, but they're still going to have to travel.
Right. right. And did you look back on 2020? What would you say were the one or two most significant things, your company kind of took away or learned from the pandemic experience, which, we're still kind of in it, but we're coming out of it. As you look back, what do you say one or two most significant things you guys probably learned coming through that?
Well, the one thing was, since we've been through it before, I didn't lay off or furlough any of my core corporate staff. I recognize it as more of an opportunity that and a fiduciary responsibility to my clients, that I keep them informed, that I keep all hands on deck. I certainly ask my employees to take some reduction in payroll and whatnot to keep us alive. But I look at this as a way to really learn from it. And as we go out to sell our services in the future, we can say, listen, we ran through it. We kept everybody intact. We didn't slow down on our efforts whatsoever, even though the hotel industry slowed down. But when you have both Marriott and Hilton and IHG and Hyatt laying off 85% of their workforce, yet they still want their franchise fees. I mean, I just find the whole thing a little disingenuous. And again, we've learned from our history in the past. And I mean, that's the one main thing. The second thing was the resiliency of the boots on the ground, the managers that picked up, shifts that, we did have to lay off a lot of people at the hotel level. But we also, because of certain government decisions, such as the increased unemployment benefits, and
Right.
when we did need people, we couldn't hire them. They were making more money sitting at home. And so, and then in certain resort areas, we didn't have any J1 students because they couldn't get to this country. So, for Ocean City, Maryland, for instance, we went down to Florida and found 85 contract people just to keep our rooms clean so we could sell them. So we really had to be nimble, really had to think outside the box in order to maximize any of the revenue that we could possibly maximize. We have hotels that are full of homeless people. We have hotels that, took some pieces of business that we wouldn't normally take. But we want to keep the lights on. We want to keep the people that we did have employed,
Right.
so that they could come through it.
Now you mentioned that you guys were able to push through it. It sounded like you still opened some new hotels during last year as well. Did you see that as an opportunity to continue working on your projects since everybody was kind of slowing things down? Were you guys in a mode where you saw an opportunity to continue with your construction stuff, or did you guys pull back on it?
And again, as a third-party manager, we sign up deals that hotels are typically, they're already under construction or pretty far down the planning stage, but the lender wants to see that there's a management company in place, and the franchise company does too. The two hotels we opened in Texas, we slowed down as long as we could,
Right.
but we still open. And last month was the first time we filled both of them. Now, it was unfortunate, the reason why we did, but the rooms were there to fill. We opened a small property in Danville, Virginia, that has, they just got a casino license. We have all the big wigs for the casino staying in there. So that's an independent, historic building that got converted. It's really a cool place, and I think it's going to do extremely well. First hotel in downtown Danville in 70 years. So and then we have other things that are still being pushed out. And I think that, it's one of these things, it takes so long to do a development. And then we were doing some major renovation projects that got dragged on because you didn't have the inspectors able to come out to your project to give their blessing so you can move on to the next level. So the whole thing is just and slow down in supplies. So it's been nerve-wracking. And again, it's nerve-wracking from our standpoint because we want to do what's best, but the owners, the ones footing the bill, really nerve-wracking for them.
Yeah, yeah, of course. So how does 2021 look for you right now? Things looking better, much better, or
I would say we think that we're going to be, I mean, it's going to be better than last year. There's no doubt about it.
yeah,
But, you know, we're not going to get back to where we were in 2019 until part of the 2023. And some markets it's going to be 2024, 2025.
yeah, yeah. I think you're seeing it about the same timing that I was thinking about. I was like, well, I don't see, for us, the guys that we work with on some of the large REITs that we're spending, and we play in a third party PIP renovation, major maintenance capital type project. And some of those guys, for the most part, I don't see them coming back with their capital programs where they're really putting money into their properties until you see that business traveler regaining that Monday through Thursday sort
Right.
of travel rhythm, and them starting to see the activity pick up with more bookings from the vacationer or the weekenders and stuff like that. So
How about the group business, the corporate
yeah,
group business?
yeah. So I'm definitely kind of feeling your timing 2022, 2023, because it's just going to be a while
Yep.
for folks to get back and feel comfortable spending the kind of money that they were spending before on their portfolio. So we're obviously kind of like sitting on the sidelines waiting, like, okay, can we speed this up a little bit? But it doesn't look like it's going to speed up anytime soon. But cautiously optimistic. I'm happy to see the vaccine is out. I'm happy to see that folks are actually getting it, and I'm hoping that that's going to make a bigger difference in terms of the long term. So, but talk a little bit about all the other services. I think you guys do, a number of things: asset management, operations, sales, marketing, development side. Talk a little bit about those other services that you guys provide.
I mean, we are a full service company. Most of our clients are what I would call real estate entrepreneurs that, they might own apartment buildings, some retail, some office space, and they diversify with some hotels. And really our job is to increase the value of the real estate. And we do that through any means possible, but you certainly have to drive a top line and a bottom line. So we have all the parts in place to do that. So we're just one-stop shop.
Yeah, awesome. So tell me something. So what is one takeaway that you would like for, say, our audience to know about MH&R, and for folks out there looking for a potential management company, how would they find you? So start with the former and tell us a little bit about what you want folks to take away from this and about MH&R.
I mean, I think the main thing is that we're passionate about what we do, and we're very, very good at what we do. So, we are lucky that we're in a spot where we can kind of pick and choose who our partners are going to be, and our partners being our clients. So, we're looking to partner up with the people that are serious about their properties, and they're serious about them being successful, and they're not trying to nickel and dime everything. And they're just we're going to run good properties. And to find us, I mean, our website is marshallhotels.com. I'm always available. My name's on the door, but I also work very hard, and uh, you know, and I have fun doing it. And that's the thing. I mean, at the end of the day, if you can't have fun doing what we're doing, then you should be in it. And it's like in 18 and 19, people were saying, well, how you doing? I said, listen, if you're not making money in the hotel business right now, you're in the wrong business.
That's right. That's right. So hopefully we'll get to go back to that, right?
We will. I got one more good run left in me.
All right, Mike. Hey, thanks so much for joining us and telling us a little bit about your company, man. And we wish you and MH&R continued success over there in 2021 and beyond. And we hope you guys will keep doing the good stuff it sounds like you're doing over there.
All right, Ted. Next time I come through Greenville, we'll have to go out and have a adult beverage.
That sounds great. That sounds great. Looking forward to it. Hey,
All
this
right.
is Ted with another Ted's Hospitality Minute. Thanks so much for joining us, guys. Y'all have a great day.